What's going on, Summoners? My name is Nathan Ng, and today we're going to be looking at the 10 most hated champions in League of Legends. Whether it's because of their overloaded kits, their damage being a little bit too high, or maybe they just always end on your team, these champions tend to be hated amongst the community for one reason or another. Starting us off strong, we got the champion infamous for her kill resets, Katarina. Ever since her rework, Katarina has offered a little bit more skill to the community, and while most of her skill ceiling is made up of decision making, it can make a lot of players pretty angry to see how easily she's able to wipe a team. Once Katarina gets a lead, she can cover an extremely long distance and kill the enemy carries in a blink of an eye before being able to dash back to safety. The worst part is if she does end up getting that kill, it will reset her cooldowns and she'll be able to full combo yet another enemy. Overall, Katarina is someone that no one ever looks forward to facing, but if you ever want to learn how to play her, she can offer a ton of fun. Katarina's summoner spells are fairly unique. You can either run Flash and Ignite, especially when starting out, or you can take Teleport and Ignite, so not only will you have kill presence in lane, but also you'll be able to teleport to catch early mid waves or pick up some kills from unexpected teleport roams. As for her runes, you'll be taking Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, Triumph, and Coup de Grace. These runes will empower your early game so you can deal some extra damage while also helping you out in the later stages of the game with reset potential. To start off the game, you'll be taking a refillable potion and a Dark Seal if you're looking to scale and play for skirmishes. If you're looking for more 1v1 potential, then it's better to go Doran's Blade or Longsword instead. For the rest of your build, you'll be getting the Hextech Rocket Belt, Sorcerer's Shoes, Gnasher's Tooth, Zanya's, Medjai's, and then your choice of a Void Staff for more magic pen or Rabadon's for some extra AP and burst potential. Next up, we've got Kassadin. This level 16 scaling aficionado is a champion that forces an entire team on a timer. His ability to play passive for a majority of the game and then solo carry is extremely terrifying and forces your team to act fast with their decision making. Not only does he force everybody to try to end the game faster, but he's also extremely powerful by level 11, which means that you also have to avoid giving him any kills at any cost. While many AD mid laners can beat Kassadin if your entire team consists of full AD, he's able to even simply stack armor and still outscale you. Overall, Kassadin is one of the true hyper carries in League of Legends, which kind of puts him high on the list of champions that people don't definitely want to face. For your summoner spells, you'll be taking Flash and Teleport to help you scale through the early game. As for your runes, you'll be taking Fleet Footwork, Presence of Mind, Legend Tenacity, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. To start off the game, be sure to pick up a refillable potion and a Dark Seal if you scale safely. If you need additional survivability, don't be afraid to grab a Doran Shield instead. Also, be sure to pick up a Tear and a Dark Seal at some point if you didn't start the game with one. The rest of your build should consist of Everfrost, Sorcerer's Shoes, Zanya's, Archangels, Medjai's, and then your choice of a Rabadon's or a Void Staff. And before we continue on with our list, don't forget to check us out at ProGuides.com, where you can view our great catalog of coaches, courses, and overall, a walkthrough to your dream rank. While you're there, don't forget to use the discount code RANKUP2021 to get 20% off your next subscription. If you've always been curious about how far ProGuides can take you, now's your chance. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video. Since we already listed Katarina, we felt it was important to list the AD version of Katarina that made her debut a few months ago as the hardest champion to play against without hard CC. Between her healing and mobility, Samira on release was an extremely difficult enemy to deal with if your CC was a skill shot. Whether it's due to her ultimate's healing potential, her dash mobility, or her mobile win wall, Samira is a champion that became so hated by many to the point where her ban rate was so high that Riot forced extreme nerfs. Even after these nerfs, however, her ban rate fell but still remained fairly high. Even now, people hate versing her so much that they would rather permanently ban her or dodge her on sight. Before we start the game, your runes will be Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Legend Bloodline, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. Your summoner spell will consist of Flash and Heal, but versus Hard CC or Hard Engage, you can take Cleanse and Exhaust respectively. Starting off the game, you'll be taking the potion with either Doran's Blade or Doran's Shield, depending on how much sustain you need. As for the rest of your build, you'll be going Shield Bow, your choice of Defensive Boots, Collector, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, and then finish off your build with Lord Dominic's, Guardian Angel, Mortal Reminder, or Mercurial Scimitar. Next up, we've got the original Little Devil himself, Teemo. This poison-throwing Yordle is a champion that has grown his name across the community as possibly the most hated champion in the game. His laning phase consists of extremely high poke damage with the blind and kiting power. His mid to late game forces your entire team to buy sweepers or risk stepping on a landmine, and overall, his damage is pretty nuts and often hard to deal with. While Teemo may not be super threatening, his sheer existence can be more enough to tilt players, and that's because if they accidentally step on his mushroom, they'll lose half their HP. Overall, Teemo is a powerful opponent that not only physically abuses his laner, but starts some serious psychological warfare between him and the enemy team. Talk about a quite literal toxic champion. For his runes, be sure to take Flash and Teleport. If you're in a strong lane that you can kill multiple times, be sure to take Ignite so you can always pick up some early gold leads. As for your runes, you'll be taking Grasp, Demolish, Bone Plating, Overgrowth, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. These runes will not only make your laning phase far more impressive, but they can also give you the threat of tower taking if left alone for too long. To start off the game, you'll be building 2 potions and a Doran's Ring. The rest of your items will consist of Leandries, Sorcerer's Shoes, Nashor's Tooth, Demonic Embrace, Morellonomicon, and then your choice of a Void Staff or Rabadons depending if you need more magic penetration or more damage. We can't make a hated champions list and forget about a champion that brought a lot of hatred into the community. While Master Yi may not pose as much as a threat to your LP without Taric, his ability to farm quickly and snowball extremely hard make him difficult to deal with. If your team didn't pick any point-and-click CC, then the game might as well be over. Yi is able to quickly farm kills and gain a massive lead that allows him to delete enemies left and right while avoiding damage with his Alpha Strike. Alongside his invulnerability with his Q, his W also reduces damage taken, his E grants true damage, and his basic abilities and ultimate duration reset with every single kill means that he's constantly at a high movement speed, high damage, and highly unlikely to die. Overall, Yi is a champion that mentally scars a lot of players in the League community and can often tilt them before the game has even begun, as he instills fear that the enemy may be a funnel duo. Since Yi is going to be farming in the jungle, you'll be taking Flash and Smite as your summoner spells. As for your runes, you'll be taking Hail of Blades, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, Triumph, and Alacrity. These runes will help you score some free early kills and let you scale well into the mid to late game. To start off the game, you'll be taking a refillable potion and Ember Knife so you can better start your dueling potential. The rest of your build will be Duskblade, Berserker's Grief, Collector, Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, and then your choice of Guardian Angel or Seraphine. Before we continue with some more hated champions, we've got to ask you guys, what champion do you hate the most? For me, it's probably Braum, because he reminds me of Kangas. Anyway, let's get back into the video. We're sure many of you were waiting to see his name appear on this list, which is why we have the king of the 0-10 power spike, Yasuo. Whether he's 22-4 on the enemy team or 1-14 on yours, Yasuo tends to be a problem wherever he goes. His ability to block nearly any projectile in the game and be extremely snowbally makes him difficult to deal with if he's not heavily countered in lane. Even then, a skillful player is able to maneuver with minions and not only avoid ganks, but possible bad encounters with his laner. One of the coolest things is that he's voiced by Gara in the English dub, but other than that, he stresses out not only his team but the enemy team as well. For your summoners, you'll be taking Flash and Ignite, so you can try to pick up an early kill. As for your runes, you'll be taking Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. To start off the game, you'll be taking a potion and a Doran's Blade. If you're new to Yasuo and need to sustain, you can go ahead and start off with the Doran Shield, but we recommend getting comfortable with the D-Blade. As for the rest of your items, you'll be building Berserker's Grief, Shield Bow, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Guardian Angel, and then your choice of the Death Stance or Mortal Reminder. Up next, we've got one that I'm sure that you've all had on your list. We've got the king of the top lane, who's held his place as one of the strongest champions in the game, Darius. With the new items being introduced, Darius found a nice place in the arms of Stridebreaker, which sounds like a nice thing to have, just being in somebody's arms. Its ability to offer low cooldown mobility active helped him patch up some of his greatest weaknesses in the game. This, alongside a few other changes, made him an unstoppable force not only in the early game, but in the late game as well, as he can no longer be kited by champions like Kai'Sa or Vayne. Once you get used to the sheer amount of distance that you can close, Darius becomes a threat to everyone around him. Before you start off the game, be sure to take Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Last Stand, Nimbus Cloak, and Celerity as your runes. As for your summoner spells, you'll be taking Flash and Ghost so you can further chase down your enemies. Don't worry, you won't need Ignite for kills since your passive bleeds for that much anyway. You'll be starting off the game with a potion and a Doran's Blade or Shield depending on how much survivability you need. For the rest of your items, you'll be building Stridebreaker, defensive boots of your choice, Seraphine, Deadman's, Spare Visage, and then your choice of Gargoyles, Thornmail, or Death Stance depending on what you need. Our next champion is unironically the Queen of Nerfs, and we're not talking about Irelia. That meme is dead. Since her rework, Akali has had both her mains and the enemy extremely frustrated. Between her invisibility working on tower shots and her nerfs coming patches in a row, both communities have struggled to like Akali, and for good reason. While Akali may not be as strong as she used to be, she can still be an incredibly annoying champion to play against as she weaves in and out of the shadows to harass you. Not to mention, if she's fed, she can dive your backline and delete them right before they can run back to the safety of their team. Overall, she's an incredibly skill-expressive champion that not only allows for some fun plays, but also tilts her enemy out of their mind. For your summoner spells, you'll be taking Flash and Ignite. If you feel like you need more of an early game crutch, feel free to take Teleport here instead. As for your runes, you'll be running Conqueror, Presence of Mind, Legend Tenacity, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood, and Ravenous Hunter. These runes will allow you to deal a ton of damage while also giving you some nice early game trades with POM and Taste of Blood. To start off the game, you'll be taking a potion and a Doran Shield, since you'll most likely be taking a beating early on. That sucks unless you're into that. For the rest of your items, you'll be taking Riftmaker, Sorcerer's Shoes, Demonic Embrace, Zhonya's, Morellonomicon, and finish off with a choice of a Void Staff or Rabadons. Don't forget, if you want to join an amazing community of people like you that loves lists and talk pieces like this, check out our Discord using the link found in the description. We offer a lot of cool stuff for free, as well as some great high elo players in our question and answer sessions. So, what are you waiting for? Join! Anyway, if these complicated carries aren't your style, then don't worry, we've got a few great champions for you next. As we draw closer to the end of our list, we can't forget some of the enchanters that carried the meta for patches on end. Yumi was one of the prime supports that could keep her team alive as well as boost their stats. While she may not be what she used to be, Yumi is slowly rising up into the meta due to some buffs to her damage and scaling, which I do not want her back in the meta. I don't care if she sucks, just get her out of here. Fortunately, it's no longer the Hecarim meta, which means that you won't be faced with the terrifying combo of an unkillable horse of death that has a cat sleeping on his head. For many, they dislike both playing with a Yumi due to her forcing a 1v2 early lane, as well as playing versing her because she's able to scale extremely well and not only keep her team alive, but also give them free adaptive damage. Overall, she's a cat that annoys a lot of ADC mains and strikes fear into the enemies when paired with monsters like Kayn, Olaf, or Hecarim. Since Yumi doesn't need mobility, she'll be taking Exhaust and Ignite as her summoner spells. In most cases, this allows her to have a bigger presence in the lane and now provides her ADC with a summoner spell advantage at all times. As for your runes, you'll be taking Airy, Mana Flow Ban, Transcendence, Scorch, Presence of Mind, and Cut Down so you can keep your mana and heals topped off. You'll be starting the game with 2 potions and a Spell Thief's Edge so you can further increase your mana regeneration and deal some nice extra damage to the enemy. As for the rest of your items, be sure to take up Moonstone, Sapphire Flowing Water, Ardent Censer, Captic Putrefier, and then your choice of Mikhail's or Redemption. Last but certainly not least, we've got Seraphine. This popstar support made her presence really well known in the past few patches as a powerful APC in the bot lane. Not only can she provide her team with high amounts of sustain and CC, but her ultimate extends for every single champion hit, which means that she's able to cast her ultimate on tanks and have it reach the enemy backline. Alongside this, her kit itself offers a fairly annoying amount of long-range harass and CC that often tilts the enemy extremely quickly. While she's not as powerful anymore, her ability as a support deals quite a bit of damage early game as she scales for the late game that makes her pretty hard to deal with. Overall, if you're looking to support your allies while you melt the brain of the enemy team, Seraphine is definitely a champion for you. For your summoner spells, you'll be taking Flash and either Exhaust or Barrier depending on the enemy team. We don't recommend taking Ignite as if you're going to be in range of Ignite, you're probably going to be dead anyway. As for your runes, be sure to take Guardian, Shield Bash, Bone Plating, Revitalize, Biscuit, and Cosmic Insight. These will not only keep you and your ADC alive, but they'll also help you be far more impressive in lane. Be sure to start off the game with 2 potions and a Spell Thief so not only can you deal more damage, but you also get additional mana regeneration. The rest of your build will consist of Moonstone, Lucidity Boots, Staff of Flowing Water, Captic Putrefier, Ardent Censer, and a Stirring Ward Stone. Not only will this build keep your team alive, but it'll also give you some nice cooldown reduction so you can go ahead and continue to poke and CC the enemy team. Anyway, that sums up our video for today, and thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to join our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't be able to catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.